It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. But Jim's not here. Where's Jim, Mur?
I don't know. Where's Jim?
I don't know. Where's Jim?
It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Jim?
Where's Jim? Oh, well. Jim's not around. Apparently,
I believe he said he's eating lobster somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's the gross. And as you can hear, we also have the Merman.
That's right.
He is in studio. It's kind of exciting. It's just me and Mur. It's never
do the work of two guys.
This has never been just me and Mur before.
It's weird.
Yeah. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
All right. Well, as he said, Jim's not here, so I'll go. Thanks to those who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, all that social media stuff. Give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com // of some kind, Film Rage YYC.
Yes.
If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie. We'll watch it if it played anywhere in a cinema, anywhere in the world, and isn't a kids movie, though apparently we watch those now. Yeah. So let's get to raging.
Yes. What will the amazing Merman predict? What will the amazing Merman predict? Will he predict a rage, or will he predict a mondo? Swim, Murray, swim. Swim, Murray, swim, Murray, swim.
I think you were going to sing. Yeah, well, there were 2 major movies out this week. Me and Jim both saw one of them, and Bryce managed to see both. The first one was Borderlands, blockbuster video game movie with Cate Blanchett and Kevin Hart and Jamie Lee Curtis and some kid.
Yes.
And Jack Black, voice of it.
Yeah.
Well, I was there with Jim, so I'm pretty much guarantee he didn't like this one very much. I think I liked it even less than him. So pretty sure he went rage with that one. And just using my intuition, I think maybe Bryce didn't like it much either. So let's go double rage.
Whoa, you're really going out on a limb there.
I know, I'm taking a risk. The second one, I don't know. It's a rom-com. And funny, interesting fact, since I didn't see it, the book was pretty serious and was all about spousal abuse.
Yeah.
But when Blake Lively got a hold of it, she decided she wanted it to be a rom-com.
It's not.
And she apparently convinced whoever it was, the powers that be, to turn into that. And that caused some friction with the actor/director of it.
Yeah, well,
it's a little bit of on-set friction with that. So yeah,
it's lighter than it probably should have been.
It's lighter than it probably the book was.
Yeah.
But seeing as it's a rom-com and Blake Lively, who you've admitted you don't like and not great of an actress, I think you maybe raged at that one too.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities there, Mur.
Out of the realm of possibilities.
All right. So this is going to be a quick hitter, I think, Mur, because, we're going to get in, we're going to get out.
Pretty much. The less we talk about, the better.
Exactly. So all those of you that are looking forward to our regular hour and a half of rambling about nothing, you're in for a little bit of a disappointment, because I think we're going to get you out of this podcast in maybe 20 minutes.
And you'll soon realize that Jim does most of the talking on these podcasts. Yeah, without him, they're pretty short.
Yes, well, he does a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Whether, it's of substance or not is up to you to decide.
Exactly.
All right, so we're going to start with Borderlands. This offering from Eli Roth continues the long line of popular video games that get made into terrible movies. The direction was non-existent. The CGI was awful. The actors literally looked bored. It is not even engaging enough to be bad. It is worse than that. And I truly believe this may be the second movie this year written by ChatGPT. I'm pretty sure it is. The first was Bad Boys Ride or Die, and I'm pretty sure this is the other. I think that there's some ChatGPT going on here. The characters are all underdeveloped and one-dimensional, and perhaps the biggest crime this film commits is that we finally get Kate Blanchett in a kick-ass role as a lady you don't mess with, and it ends up being this garbage.
She's done that before, but she was better in the other one.
What'd she do it in before?
She was in Ragnarok.
Yeah, I guess.
That's right. She was the god of death or something.
She was.
She kicked Thor's ass all over the place.
She did, but now she was like carrying this movie. Don't get me wrong. She was a major character in that.
She was an X-Men is what she was.
Yes. So this film is unworthy of her name being associated with it. Everyone in this thing was phoning it in. Like absolutely everyone. Like they all looked bored. Yep. Like you could see on the screen that they're like, why am I in this movie? Yeah. Every single one of them. Apparently this has been sitting on the shelf for many years, and it looks like I can see why. This is one of the worst things that I've seen this year. This is Uwe Boll bad as far as video game movies goes. It is a rage.
Well, you said a lot of stuff I was going to say. You would think Eli Roth would know a thing or two about directing films and providing some thrills. I guess not. With a cast this loaded, including 2 Oscar-winning actresses and a very popular comedian, it definitely should have been better. My first problem with the film was casting Kevin Hart, who's a very funny guy usually, in a role as a mostly serious action hero. Mm-hmm. All 5 feet of him. I think he's been hanging around his buddy Dwayne too long. Somehow he got it in his head that he could actually do straight up action. He really can't.
No, he's comic relief, man.
Yeah,
that's all he is.
Yeah, but he wasn't in this movie. That was
the
problem.
I know, I get it.
He should have been funny then. Then I would have enjoyed it.
Yep.
Kate Blanchett is so much better than this film.
Yep.
Between the non-stop voiceover narration, the ridiculous character she played, and the terrible fight scenes, she was just annoying. Not as annoying as the kid, though. I kept hoping somebody would actually shoot her. That didn't happen either. Much as I hate to admit it, Jack Black was the best thing about this film. And I can't stand him.
Well, there's a low bar for you, Mur.
It's a very low bar. He was actually kind of funny. The story, such as it was, seemed to be a Mad Max X-Men mashup with a Dark Phoenix twist. Biggest problem, as usual, is that they took something that could have been an R-rated comedy and turned it into a PG dud.
It was kind of weird, right? Because it had like all this violence, but it was still so PG.
And it wasn't even Disney. It was just whoever did it. Yeah. They didn't want to push the envelope, so they played it safe.
Another reason why it was just uneven.
I get it. 10 and 12-year-olds are the ones who play the game, but I mean, I'm sure there's raunchier stuff on the game than there is in the movie.
Yeah.
It was a hard rage, and it was a waste of my time and money.
There you go. Well, Jim, even though he's not here, sent me a little snippet of what he thought.
Phoned it in.
Yes, he didn't even phone it in. He's done that before, and that's fine. He's doing less than phoning it in this week.
Less than nothing right now.
So anyways, he sent me a little snippet of what he thought of this movie.
Yeah.
I was going to do it in his voice, but I don't know that my voice can go that high. So I'm just going to read it straight. So this is what Jim thinks of Borderlands. Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars meets a video game. Because you got a C-3PO/R2-D2 character. You got Galadriel, which I don't even know what that is.
I don't know who the hell it is.
All right. Hopefully somebody does. You got a giant Wookiee beast dude, and I guess an Ewok with Kevin Hart?
Har.
Video game movies are never anything they get right, and this isn't any different. The story is boring and predictable and rated PG for, I think, 10-year-olds. He's on the same wavelength as you there, Mur. It wasn't funny, suspenseful, or interesting in any way. It's a rage. Wow, that was quick. He's got some more stuff, and I might as well read it since he's not here. You know how he likes to yammer on, even when he sends us something.
He likes to unpack stuff. Yes, he does.
And Here's what he says. I would say let's unpack a few things, but I'm on holidays. And although I was lucky enough to see this with my little merman before leaving on vacation, that was the only good thing about this film. Eli Roth, stick to horror. Oh, wait. The soundtrack was pretty good. Yeah, celebrate one thing, Eli. Ugh, this was painful, except for the music. So, and then he goes on to say, miss you all. And then he asks me to close my ears because apparently he's too busy eating lobster to try to find any internet. So there you go. That is what Jim thought of Borderlands.
That's right.
So that seems to be 3 rages.
It is.
Rage! 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 Yeah, it was Uwe Boll bad.
It was worse than stuff he did.
Oh, man. Oh. All right, so from there, we get a little more serious. But apparently not as serious as we should have been, because Blake Lively decided that this needed to lighten up.
Lighten up, yeah.
Anyways, so it ends with us. This is one of those movies that's just too long, and I'm sorry, but if you want to cast Blake Lively in an ensemble work, that's fine. She wouldn't be my first choice, but whatever. But she just doesn't have the chops to carry a film on her own. Even if that film is a glorified soap opera that has so many coincidental occurrences, you'd swear you were watching an episode of Three's Company. I mean, come on. She meets a neurosurgeon on the roof of a building she broke into. They part ways, but then his sister ends up working for her in a city of millions, and they reconnect. Oh, couldn't see that happen. Can't see that coming from a mile away. And then she starts dating him, and they end up going to a restaurant where her high school sweetheart happens to be the owner.
Oh,
in a city of millions.
that was convenient.
Really? Come and knock on our door. I mean, this was truly a mosh-up of Three's Company and General Hospital, but even more convoluted. And then, just when you thought it was over, we got the big line. It ends with us. That, she says to her baby girl, another convenient occurrence, her having a girl because, this was about domestic abuse and the whole deal. It then goes, even after delivering the line, and honestly, if they would have ended it there, it's still a terrible movie, but at least it would have been a poignant, good ending.
Moment, yeah.
And it really was a nice moment. But then it goes for another 10 plus minutes, and it spits in the face of feminism as it ends with her getting together with her high school sweetheart. Could we not have ended it with her and her newborn having a poignant moment instead of ending it with the message that she needs a man to be happy? I hated this film. It was such a rage. You knew that was coming there, Mur.
I had a feeling. I think I didn't go see it.
Honestly, what in the bleep? I don't understand why they made this. And apparently it's not, as you were saying, which I didn't even know, it's not true to what the book was, apparently.
No.
And maybe if it was, it would have had something more to say, but it was not good. And I'm sorry, Blake Lively, she was not good either. There were a couple of pretty boys in this that weren't good. Yeah. You know what I was really disappointed in? Jenny Slate. She finally gets a serious role where she can really stretch her acting chops, and she's given this garbage. And I just felt bad for her as well, because she's one of the better things in it, and it was still just awful. Hated it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I probably wouldn't like that either. And you know what a big fan I am of Ryan Reynolds, but that does not extend to his spouse,
his
unfortunately.
Significant other. No.
Yeah. Although she was good for the 10 seconds she was in Deadpool.
She was excellent in Deadpool, but we didn't have to hear her or see her. But
she just walked.
Yes.
I think they used a stunt double for the fight scenes.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's too bad. But I guess it did okay at the box office, but I think it's mostly because of all the bad press.
I'll tell you something. It was the theater I was in was packed.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be raging in a little bit later about something, but I will tell you that even the premium seats, there was 2 rows of premium seats in this, and they were all sold
for this movie. I bet they were disappointed when it was over.
I don't think they were. I don't know what it was, but I get the feeling that...
Was it date night?
Although, you know what the best thing about this movie? I'm sorry, I'm gonna ramble on like Jim because I gotta fill Jim's shoes.
We gotta fill some time.
Exactly. There was actually some lady. She had to be at least 75 that was sitting behind me, talking to her husband, and her husband's obviously hard of hearing because she's just
yelling,
just screaming,
during
and
the
she's
movie?
got that was the most entertaining part of the movie because everybody's like shh. But nobody wants to do too much with her because she's old and she's
entertaining.
She is entertaining to me. I'm not so sure to everybody else.
But
funny. She starts out and she goes, "Oh, look at her hair. My hair used to be that color.
Oh, man.
It's like a strawberry blonde. I used to have hair just like that." And then she was like, "Oh, what is with that gentleman's scruff? He looks scruffy. Well, you should either grow a beard or shave." And it was just, she was fantastic.
Now you know why her husband went deaf.
And unfortunately, the rest of the movie was just terrible.
Surprising. That sounds good.
Ooh, the Murman Minute.
All right, I'll make this quick too.
No, we got to stretch, Mur.
I'm stretching. Only one page this week, sorry.
All right, what do you got?
So this week we had another video game movie that was adapted to the big screen.
Yes.
Of course, it sucked just as bad as all the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Why won't Hollywood stop the carnage? There have been so many bad movies based on video games, I don't even know where to start.
Yep.
Oh, wait, let's start with this one. Super Mario Brothers, 1993.
Nice.
I think kind of started the whole thing off.
Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
And Dennis Hopper.
Yes.
And with the scalies on his head.
Yes.
Oh my god. That was so bad. Except we have the first of a few starring Mr. Dwayne The Rock.
Yeah, he had a couple.
Rampage.
Yeah, Rampage.
Rampage is everything you'd want in an action movie. Explosions, mayhem, and of course Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, it lacks in just about everything else. Then we have one of multiple video game fighting movies. Double Dragon.
Yeah. My God.
It was just terrible. And we have another Dwayne Johnson venue. Doom.
Oh God, Doom. We got some first shooter action in that.
Yeah. I wasn't really into that game. It was like a PC game and it was slow and it was draggy, but yeah, you go around corners and just kill people and go around other corners but yeah, it was very popular, I remember.
The last scene in that where the last sequence in that where they actually made it just like the video game where you've got the gun sticking into the screen and he's going around corners and stuff and it was so bad.
Doom is one of the most influential games of all time.
Yeah.
The 2005 movie adaptation lacks the same impact. From the
it's
dull,
terrible.
cliche written script to the lifeless performances, it was just crap.
Yeah.
Doom can go back to hell and stay there.
No kidding.
We have Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, 2010. I remember watching someone play this game, and I'm like, that game looks hard.
And Jake Gyllenhaal, Persian.
Yeah, forgetting for a minute that Jake Gyllenhaal, the star of the movie, that was set in the Middle East, is not Iranian.
No.
Just the first of its many problems. Loud clashing of the swords and distracting use of CGI becomes just overbearing.
Oh, it's terrible.
Drowning out what little story there could have been.
It's the bad.
Yeah. And we have, well, there was more than one, but this is Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is the second one. Apparently the first one did quite well. I don't know if it was any good, but it did better at the box office. This sequel was very bad. It didn't help that they replaced the director and most of the cast.
Yeah.
in the middle of making it.
It's awful.
That what's his name? Not the Anderson you like, but the other one.
P.T. Anderson?
P.T. Anderson was supposed to direct this.
Oh, really?
He left.
I would imagine he would.
He quit. And finally we have House of the Dead.
Oh God, Uwe.
Seriously, they made a movie out of this game. It's a fun game if you like mindless shooter games where you shoot zombies.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I do. In the film, a gang
bad.
of erratic kids attend a rave on an island near Seattle, only to discover everyone's already been killed or turned into zombies.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was directed by Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll.
By the way, he's done over a dozen of these.
It's ridiculous.
All bad. And of course, we can't forget Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, we've tried to forget it, but we can't
because they keep making them. I personally love the game. I actually owned a Sega instead of a Nintendo. So
yeah.
I grew up with Sonic and not Mario.
Yeah.
But the first two movies were horrible, and now there's some kind of spin-off with Knuckles. It should be noted that on Rotten Tomatoes list of the best video games movies, out of the 53 films on that list, there were only 9 that scored above the 50%.
Yeah, I believe
9.
It. Yep.
So that doesn't say much about the other 46.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
And 2 of those were Sonic movies. They got like a 70 something.
God.
Like, really? They consider that the best of the best.
Oh man.
So yeah, just stop making video game movies. They all suck.
Yeah.
Only ones I like were maybe the I like the Tomb Raider, even though they were cheesy, and I like the Resident Evils.
Yeah, I like the first Resident Evil was okay. Then it kind of
they kind of repeated themselves after a while, but
the only, in my opinion, the best video game adaptation, and I can't even say that it's a good adaptation because I have no idea what the game is, but it's going to be like everybody else. The HBO had the HBO series The Last of Us.
Yeah, these are movies though.
Yeah.
But they had TV series.
But yeah, for TV
Last
series,
of Us
yeah.
and something called Fallout.
Yeah, people I've heard
really
good things about
but that's
Fallout.
TV,
But no, I haven't seen. But yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only adaptation period of a video game that I've ever seen that I've enjoyed.
And then the other ones that were recently on there, which I didn't even list, was that Gran Turismo.
Oh God, that was awful.
And I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah, they're all crap.
Yeah,
out of 53 movies, they can only find 9 that rated higher than 50%.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well.
And by the way, Borderlands is just nobody likes this movie.
Yeah, no, everyone hates it. So
it should have stayed on the shelf, man. Do you realize that Eli Roth, his movie Thanksgiving was made after Borderlands?
Was it?
It's been on the shelf so long that Thanksgiving he made after Borderlands.
Vastly better, that's for sure.
Oh,
that was more like his kind of movie.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what he should be making. It was a fun horror movie. That's like, what he should be doing.
That's like making a Stephen King movie into like a PG movie. Like, it's not scary. Like, you can't take away the horror.
I'm with you, brother.
That's the fun part. Anyway. All right. What do we got next?
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
All right. So, my rage this week is that it's not even really my rage. I am raging for the poor couple that was sitting on the end of the aisle of the row I was sitting in for what's that crap called? It Ends With Us. So here's the thing. I bought the premium seat because it was like it was like packed everywhere, and I'm like, screw it, I'll spend. It was like $3 difference, so I'm like, whatever. So I bought that actually should be my rage. I bought a premium seat to watch It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
But here is what my rage is. If you have the premium seats have basically they're fancier seats. There's a little more privacy, the whole deal, and they were all sold out. But on the ends, there's 3s, so you can have like a block of 3 where there's privacy for like 3 people.
Right.
But if you're just a couple and you buy it, then you don't really expect someone else to
Sit
buy the third
The
seat when there's
yeah.
other seats available
Yeah.
in the theater.
Yeah.
So I was actually standing in the concession line where the lady in front of me decides, you know what, I want the premium seats. And he's like, okay. So he pulls up the premium seats and I can see that
like
they're
one
all
left.
axed.
Yeah. Except
All
one.
right, except for one where it's on the end with this a couple has already bought this seat and she takes that one.
Wow.
And I'm like, "Oh my god, lady." But I didn't say anything. So I'm in the theater and I'm kind of looking and I'm kind of leaning over to look, and finally these guys come in and it's during the trailers.
Of course.
And you can see their faces just
When
drop
somebody's already sitting
when
there.
they see someone sitting in the third seat.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, lady. There was a whole theater you could have been in. They all have nice reclining seats. Did you really have to sit in the... It's like,
too funny.
that's just wrong. I mean, I could understand if it was completely packed, but there were seats
was it
available.
like one of those couches?
Yeah, so
Like the premium-
basically...
it's like a couch. Like, so do they
Yeah.
actually have armrests though?
They have there's an armrest that kind of folds up, folds down.
Okay.
But how they have it is that you still
It
get
sets
that
of three, yeah.
It's a set of three, but the other one is actually a separate seat. So there is kind of a couch and then a separate seat. So
By
that
itself,
arm goes
yeah.
up, but the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
And you get the extra wide and everything. But come on, lady,
Yeah.
don't sit beside. It's that poor couple. Like you could literally just see their faces drop.
Guarantee that
and I'm
happens
just
to
like,
us all the time. Like we'll go to a movie and it'll be almost empty.
yeah,
It'd be just two of us.
yeah.
And then, sure enough, somebody will sit in the
Like,
seat right next to us.
right
I'm like, are
next
you
to us.
kidding me?
It's
An
like-
empty theater,
and
and
you'd
you
sit right
picked
there.
where the only two people in the whole theater are sitting.
Yeah. Well, imagine if you spent extra on those seats,
Yeah, no,
Merman,
that-
and
yeah.
then someone sat down.
Yeah, I'd be
So
pissed.
that's my rage.
I would actually move. I don't care how much I paid.
I would have too.
I would move to a different seat.
I would have said, "Okay, lady, it's
But
all
you
yours."
can have it. Yep. Wouldn't be worth it. Oh well. Yeah, people suck.
They do.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Well, that's it.
That's it. Quick and we're in. We're out.
In and out.
And you know what? You can listen to this in one sitting.
Exactly. Don't even have to go to the bathroom in
You,
the
you
middle.
pretty much listen to this, eat your breakfast, and you're done.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes on our website. Thanks to Casey, our God of Rage from Nerdy Photographer, who I hope will be back next week.
He will be back next
For
week, I hear.
Voice of Rage or Dare. Find
Yes.
us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage. I missed the website, whatever that was. Including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic.
Yes.
We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, or subscribe, and send us an email at filmrageyyc@gmail.
It's actually filmragecalgary
Calgary.
at
There you go.
gmail.com.
That's how much I know. Yeah, I didn't print that off for some reason.
That's all right.
So you get it black and white. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, no matter what you do. Please make us rage. Please, please. That's all for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.